We're standing in a beautiful piece of remnant prairie in Northbrook, Illinois. It's an Illinois dedicated nature preserve called Prairie Nature Preserve. There's very little left of this natural habitat. Less than 0.1% of what was originally in Illinois is still here. That means we really have to take care of what's left. I work at the Field Museum coordinating a lot of our local restoration initiatives, but today I'm here as one of the 2 volunteer stewards of this site. Restoring this site is a real team effort. We have North Branch Restoration Project volunteers, Cook County Forest Preserve District staff, we have volunteer monitors, and professional scientists from institutions like the Field Museum. Just about every imaginable kind of person comes out to volunteer.
It's nice to be out on Sundays, helping out, and I'm bringing the next generation here.
And I love the feeling of getting good exercise out in nature.
At the end of each day, you really feel satisfied of doing this.
Sometimes restoring a prairie is counterintuitive and we have to take out plants. Woody plants create shade, which can actually kill prairie habitat. And so more experienced volunteers remove those woody plants, restoring the sunlight so that this prairie will thrive.
It's for the sense of accomplishment of coming out to these prairies and cutting this brush and seeing the prairie get larger each time we come out here.
We have a list of invasive species that we control here, and each one of them has a different treatment. When it's a perennial plant or a plant that lives many years, we often have to resort to using chemical treatment because we need to not only kill the top of the plant, but we need a chemical to go down and kill the root of the plant. And some plants we actually pull out by the roots, like white sweet clover and garlic mustard. We've been working on eliminating this weed from the site for over 20 years, and we're winning the battle. In order to improve the unhealthy areas, we have to take something from the healthy areas. We collect the seeds of native species of the remnant-rich areas and use those in the restored areas to enrich them.
The secret of picking is always work both hands. Pick right-handed a while and pick left-handed a while. That way you don't get cramped.
Every fall we have a seed mixing party where we bring together all the seeds we've collected that fall and separate the seeds themselves from the other plant parts.
We are seed processing this Rebeckia
laciniata.
Yeah, right.
It's quite fragrant, even now.
This is what it looks like when it's processed. You see a bunch of seed in here processed. Ecologists have studied which species of plants grow together and under which conditions, and we use those lists in order to make our seed mixes so we know which habitat to plant our seeds in. Once the seeds are processed, they're put into big barrels, one for each habitat.
Prairie seeds are all very sort of light and fluffy. There's a lot of stuff that you kind of just like that. And if you get it when you get into the savanna seeds where the woods are, it starts to get really chunky, and you can find this here. And you find a lot of these sort of heavy things that are bird dispersed.
We take these seed mixes to places like this where we're in the process of restoring. It doesn't look like a lot, but each one of these tiny seeds will grow up to be an adult plant, and there are hundreds of them in my hand. We're trying to mimic nature as we move these seeds around. We put them where we think they'll grow best. We don't expect every one of them to grow, but if we do a good job, many of them will. Did you find it? Okay. Let's go do the orchid. Woohoo. Some plants are so rare that we actually try to find each and every one of them.
So we very happily found another example of the eastern prairie fringed orchid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th orchid this year here.
Each orchid we find is carefully pollinated by hand so that we can ensure that it will produce seeds.
We've been very happy to see our numbers increasing over these past few years. It means that the restoration we're doing is creating better habitat that the native flowers like.
We monitor and count several species of rare plants here. A few years ago, for example, we found about 50 small sundrops. This year, we found over 800. And when we see results like this, we know that our hard work is paying off.